Tonight, on Top 20, we're counting down the most ridiculous, most outrageous, most dangerous wackos at the wheel. Which will top the list? The drifter who goes bowling for buddies? The express bus to disaster? An off-road racer's bruising rampage? Or the guy who takes a shortcut through City Hall? From thousands of videos all over the world, these are the most jaw-dropping moments of motorized madness. Which will be number one? Find out next on Top 20 Wackos at the Wheel. Time to hit the gas for number 20. If street racing wasn't dangerous enough, drifting throws in a deadly twist. Drivers use the move to slide around corners at top speeds. But when the man in the blue coupe punches it for a winning time, he loses traction and control. A few fishtails, and the car careens into the crowd, flinging one spectator 25 feet through the air. The driver scrambles to check on the injured onlookers. Amazingly, everyone in the audience survives. But after this collision course, they'll never forget what it's like to take a ride through hell. Now check out the commuter nightmare at number 19. Every day, millions of people rely on city buses for transportation, placing their safety into the hands of the driver. Which means one small mistake by these trusted guardians can have a devastating impact. It's rush hour in San Antonio, Texas, and two buses are on the same route. The driver in the rear is momentarily distracted and doesn't stop for the Titanic vehicle in his path. His riders have no time to react, going 25-0 in an instant. The passengers are shocked and bruised, but otherwise okay. In the bus he hit, however, it's a different story. Adam Scott sits near the center door.
It sounded like a bomb went off on the bus. There was a pole right behind me holding up the seat. My head went around that bar and knocked me out.
One woman's shoes launch right off her feet. And the driver's knocked out cold by a wicked whiplash.
Because of the impact, everybody ended up pretty much in one big group right on the floor.
21 riders are injured as a result of the bus operator's error.
I sprained my back and my neck, but it could have been a lot worse than it actually was.
The driver looked away for just an instant, but that's all it took to bring this routine commute to a brutal stop. Another careless driver makes an impact at number 18. If you're looking for a good reason to wear a seatbelt, here it comes. A drunk driver falls asleep at the wheel and turns his sedan into a missile. But it's his unbelted passenger who suffers the worst. The massive hit throws him like a rag doll through one windshield and onto another. Strewn with debris and bodies, the parking lot looks like a massacre. But incredibly, both men stir to life. Thanks to all their boozing, they slept through the whole crash. These hooch hounds will have to recover from 2 major benders in one night. Now, some drivers who are just asking for trouble. At number 17. For most golfers, a cart is a convenient way to get around the links.
I think it's the Dukes of Hazzard. We're talking smoke.
But for Mike Jones and his friends, it's a chance to run wild, turning borrowed wheels into bumper cars.
We hit the ball, but we also hit the carts. It's not about the score, it's not about the golf game. It's about going out and having fun with my friends.
Driving in back, Mike gives his pals another push. But when his friends try to outrun him, they end up with more speed than they can handle. The mini hot rod hooks into the turn with too much momentum.
I was like, whoa. Couldn't really believe it happened. I mean, I didn't really plan it that way, but things happen.
You all right?
Oh, sure. It's all fun and games until someone loses a 9-iron.
Are you all right, dude? Dude, I wasn't...
Cart, clubs, and even a video camera have taken a beating in the fall.
Is everything good, intact?
Good? Maybe. But intact? Not so much.
There were gouges on the side of the cart and the roof was caved in. I just do stupid things sometimes, and that's what I do.
Coming up,
Put your hands together for Bubba!
who's got bigger trouble? The pot-bellied biker? Or the driver in the Battle of the Bulge? The countdown to number 1 is picking up speed. As we roll on with Top 20 Wackos at the Wheel. The countdown rolls on. From smashed spectators to crushed commuters. Top 20 has seen drivers create all kinds of havoc in all kinds of vehicles. But for big laughs, it's tough to top number 16. For actor Ian Carmel, just sitting in this sports car is a moving violation.
We were filming a comedy movie and we were shooting a dream sequence where the main character is driving a Lamborghini.
Too bad this part wasn't in the script, because the part where the character can't get out of the car is hilarious.
The ceiling was really low, the door opened weird, and the steering wheel sort of had me trapped in there. It was like a deadly trap.
The director steps in to offer the stuck star a leg up. Ian may have found himself in a tight squeeze. But it can't compare to the trouble flying in at number 15. Whether you're on the road or in the air, it pays to know how to drive or how to fly. Once these hang gliders are off the ground, it's all smooth sailing. But sometimes getting in the air is not the problem. It's staying there.
You know what I mean?
It's actually this high flyer's very first flight. And like a student driver, he makes a rookie mistake. Overexcited, he deploys his landing chute on takeoff. What happens next is a real drag.
You know what I mean?
The beginner's blunder brought this winged novice back to earth.
Get parachute performance, man.
After his maiden flight, became a total downer.
You know what I mean?
With big rides comes big trouble. This camper trailer is brand new and just a wee bit larger than the owner realizes. All it takes is a nudge from the RV to tear the roof off a bank drive-through and turn this trailer to trash. An error in judgment is also this driver's downfall. The road is flooded, but the trucker is convinced his big rig can make it across. He's wrong. The heavy torrent turns the 18-wheeler into a 10-ton floaty. As it drifts downstream, the dim-witted driver bails from the cab and waits for rescue. But for a classic case of oversized ego, check out number 14. After a long day of plowing the fields, Rasmus Brogger is one tired farmer. Looking forward to a hot meal, Rasmus guns his tractor and chugs for home. But forgets he's not driving the family wagon. The hungry hayseed is so eager that he hits the gas too hard. Rasmus is blinded by black exhaust. Before he can regain control, the tractor's on track to till a tree. When the dinner bell rang, this country bumpkin didn't just hit the road, he nearly bought the farm. But some wackos get started at an early age, like this kid at number 13. David Shields knows the key to a good bike jump is the right equipment. He always wears a helmet.
This is a river jump.
And has properly pimped his ride.
I completely overhauled it, taken all the brakes and the reflectors and everything off.
David and his pals have even carefully built the ultra-sturdy ramp themselves.
We took an old shutter from the side of my house and a couple rocks from the construction site that was right next to the creek, and we put those together at an angle.
All right, here it comes.
With a ramp like that, what could possibly go wrong?
Dude. You good?
Not surprisingly, the ramp collapses on contact, and it's a belly flop into the bank for Daring Dave.
Good? Yeah, I'm good. is so beautiful.
Really, all I remember is just the loud noise of the ramp braking, feeling my handlebars hit my chest, and then feeling my chest impact against the other side of the creek bed.
The battered BMXer crawls out and surveys the damage.
I had a puncture wound in my knee that cut all the way down to the tendon over my kneecap, and I was really lucky that it didn't actually cut the tendon.
At least this do-it-yourself daredevil has learned his lesson.
If I do it again, hopefully I'll have a better ramp. I'll definitely be wearing some knee pads.
More wackos are just down the road. But which one will be number one? The dune riding darling who hits a dead end? The racer who forgets his blind spot? Or the hothead who really sticks it to City Hall? We're crossing the bridge to number one. On Top 20, Wackos at the Wheel. On the countdown to number one, you've seen a chump who can't get out. And a glider who can't get up. A farmer who's out on a limb. And a punk who's up a creek. Now, it's on to number 12. No speed limits, no stop signs, no rules. In the wide open desert, quad riders like Christy Patnode can get as wild as they want.
It's the most fun thing you could ever do, and there's always something you can improve on it so it never gets boring.
Today, Christy's found a sweet spot to catch air. With nothing but miles of sand all around, what are the odds of a crash? Just 2 seconds earlier, the coast was entirely clear. But there is no right of way out here. And by the time she's up the hill, a dune buggy is parked directly in her path.
I just told myself I was gonna hold on, and whatever happens, happens.
What happens is Christy's arm and wrist shatter against the handlebar before she's flattened on the hood.
How do you feel, Christy?
Everyone was holding me still because they thought I hurt my back or my neck.
Can you feel this right here?
Yeah, I can feel it with the end, but I can't.
Luckily, her broken arm is the worst of her injuries.
My left arm is not as flexible or strong, but it's okay. It's attached, and that's what matters.
But the stakes go up when a driver's breaking the law at number 11. Police close in on a teenage thief driving a stolen van.
Come on, pal.
He's already hit one car. And cops are determined to shut down his wild flight. And Officer Spikes missed the mark. But this hell rider has put himself on a path to disaster. He recklessly swerves into oncoming traffic. And there's no avoiding what comes next.
All right, it's over. It's over. Into a pole. Into a pole.
When a merging truck blocks the road, the rebel smashes into the massive vehicle. Then cracks into a telephone pole. Officers quickly secure the fugitive, then turn to help the trucker.
Come on, Bub, get you out of here.
He's rattled, but he's okay. This teen menace not only destroyed everything on the road, he also trashed his future.
All right, it's over. It's over.
For some hardcore mechanical mayhem, check out number 10. The world-class mechanics at this garage know how to put a car together. But when they roll out their latest labor of love, this pristine four-door is used for testing out custom parts. But when the crew pushes the car right into the path of a speeding forklift, the Roadster is reduced to a doorstop. It may look bad, but believe it or not, these wacko motorheads actually did this on purpose. That's because this car was only built for testing. But instead of scrapping it for parts, these lug nuts opt for the charge of doing their own demolition.
Obviously, we can't burn it. We can't drop it off a building. We were thinking of all this extreme stuff. One of the warehouse guys came by with a forklift. We saw the forks and we're like, dude, let's crush this thing.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Even with careful preparation, the mischief almost backfires.
We didn't think it was gonna be that extreme. Like these big old puncture marks going right through the door.
Add some serious speed to that destruction, and you get number 9. Competition is so fierce at the Grand Am Sports Car Series, the speedsters will do anything to reach the checkered flag. Like Seth Ingham, who skids off course and into a mini sandstorm. But Seth refuses to believe he's bitten the dust. Win or lose, the driver is determined to go the distance. Unfortunately, that's not going to be far. The professional makes a mistake right out of driver's ed. He can't see out his dust-covered windows, yet pulls blindly into traffic. One driver's blunder leads to 2 heaps for the scrapyard. The gung-ho gearhead should have stayed on the sidelines because he clearly couldn't get back on track. More countdown straight ahead. But which will be number 1? A redneck's ride to black and blue? The last train to Oopsville? Or the foolish fisherman who can't wait to drop bait? Everything's leaning toward number 1. On Top 20, Wackos at the Wheel. When it comes to Wackos at the Wheel, it's tough to top Doom on the Dunes or Ruin on the roads. The Forklift Slasher or the Motorhead Masher. What could possibly outdo that? Better hold on for number 8. After winning the championship, a Brazilian soccer team hosts a rolling rally for thousands of raucous fans. But at this rowdy celebration, it's the players who lose their heads. First, they break the team bus by dancing on the top. But a local booster invites the team to hop on his homemade double-decker. The soccer party rolls on until the rickety rig does a header. Suddenly, there's nothing to celebrate. The booster tries to make a turn, but his top-heavy heap topples. At least one athlete shows off some last-second quickness. Stunned fans pitch in to clear the field of injured players. With this many pros out for next season, it's unlikely they'll repeat this over-the-top celebration. If you think that driver blew it, check out the failure at number 7. In North Carolina, Matt Cooley and his girlfriend line up to ride the rails on an old-fashioned train.
It's a good day for it. The weather was nice. We thought it'd be a lot of fun just to ride along and see the countryside.
The classic locomotive offers a relaxing trip through rural backcountry. But the nicest thing about this slow ride is that there's no chance of an accident. Nope, no chance at all. A Sunday driver fails to notice the warning sign or the gigantic train across the road.
The train is going very slow. The car was going slow. It's like a slow speed crash.
No one's hurt in the mashup, but it's a downer for the day trippers.
We were kept on board the train for like an hour after it happened. I can't understand why someone would drive their car into a slow-moving train.
But there's nothing more wacko than a motorist willing to drive the wrong way. The drivers of these massive rigs have found an outrageous trick to avoid a toll road. Semi after semi goes head-to-head with tiny cars just to save a buck. Of course, skipping a fee can't compare to flirting with disaster. A cabbie in Egypt takes tourists in the express lane to fly past a major holdup. But there's one small problem. This road doesn't have an express lane. The cab driver is roaring down the wrong side of the highway. But it's okay. See? He's flashing his headlights. The travelers slip past miles of traffic. And all they have to lose is their lives. But for a truly absurd case of wrong-way driving, look no further than number 6. An accident during rush hour turns a Chicago freeway into a parking lot. But one impatient motorist says no way. Fed up, the rear-view rebel backs up a freeway on-ramp. But it's not so easy driving 55 in reverse. The dimwit loses control and nails the concrete divider. Now he's really mad. Rolling head-on into heavy traffic, the driver inches along the guardrail, forcing others out of his way. Fortunately, there are no more accidents. And maybe after this stupid attempt to go off the on-ramp, the backwards bonehead will learn to curb his temper. Coming up, it's the home stretch to the top 5. Don't miss the woman who forgets to put it in park. The jumbo jumper who has a big fat wipeout. Or an off-roader who takes the overpass over people. Which will splash down at number 1? Find out next on Top 20 Wackos at the Wheel. No matter which way they turn or how slow they go, we've seen that a wacko at the wheel is always headed toward disaster. And here's what happens when you get caught in their path at number 5. This international rally race attracts the world's most skillful drivers. It takes a tremendous amount of precision to negotiate this rugged obstacle course. Not a problem for these rough riders. But on the other hand, there's this guy. Say hello to the world's most dangerous rally racer. The hard-charging wheelman skids off a bridge, running down one photographer before taking dead aim at another. The off-road menace barely stops long enough to make sure the man is okay before gunning it again. Too bad they don't give bonus points for body counts, because this guy would be a champ. Another knuckle-headed novice is wreaking havoc at number 4. Greg Amos just bought a fishing boat, and he can't wait to take his new baby for a spin. But he's so excited that he's treating it more like a high-speed racer.
The boat I was in was a 20-foot bass boat with a 225 horsepower motor on it. We decided to film my boat just to see how it was running in the water.
His good buddy David rolls tape on the maiden voyage, but worries Greg may be having too much fun.
His boat is not as stable as a bigger boat, and they can get a little bit out of control.
This bass fisherman has just set himself up for the classic tale of the one that got away. Trying to jump the wake doing 65, the Swifty sailor gets deep 6.
I've never seen a boat skip like this.
The violent jolt knocks Greg out cold and tosses him out of the boat.
Looked like the water just opened up and inhaled him.
David turns off the camera until the soggy bass man is hauled from the drink, battered and dazed.
I really thought it was going over backwards.
Greg should stick to trawling for fish instead of trying to rock the boat. He may have been asking for it, but here's a gal who never sees it coming at number 3. This woman is one of the first employees to arrive at the bakery. But when she gets out to open the gate, the drowsy gal forgets to put her car in park. But just when it looks like she's got the SUV under control, the car takes off. The bungling baker spots her car rolling. The employee gets her foot on the brake, but as she climbs inside, she accidentally steps on the gas. The 1-ton rolling pin plows into a van and makes mincemeat of the pie shop. But her mental lapse can't compare to the tons of fun rolling in at number 2.
Put your hands together for Bubba!
When it comes to extreme sports, James Bubba Chasin is the biggest daredevil of all.
How much are you weighing at the moment? 308 fun-loving pounds, buddy.
What's a man of his substantial girth doing on a stunt bike?
A lot of people were jumping dirt bikes for world records. Well, I decided to do the round boy world record, which is jumping a dirt bike over 100 feet, ramp to ramp.
There's only one Bubba.
That may sound crazy for a guy this big, but Bubba hopes to offset his gravitational disadvantage with a bigger bike.
It's a KTM 530. I thought I was a tough guy going on the biggest bike out there.
The stuntman cinches up his overalls and whips up the crowd, feeding his hunger for the world record.
Start getting loud, Bubba!
He eyes the ramp and guns it.
All right, Spike, here it comes. Start making some noise.
Bubba's going too fast and pays a hefty price. The big man's in bad shape and not moving.
Me giving it too much gas means I'm landing harder. Now, all big 300 pounds of me and the big old bike, something had to give.
The stunt lands him in the hospital, but not the record books.
You know, this is what stinks about the whole thing. Because I wrecked, I didn't get the record. It's like the way it is.
Coming up, the boldest, most dangerous driver yet. He's hands down the #1 wacko at the wheel, who's hell-bent on the ultimate act of vengeance. Next, on Top 20 Wackos at the Wheel. From thousands of videos, we've counted down the most ridiculous, most outrageous, most dangerous wackos at the wheel. But for a case of reckless driving unlike any you've seen before, check out the raging renegade at #1 in our Top 20 countdown. Inside Wichita City Hall, they're used to seeing irate drivers come to pay fines or argue tickets. But never one this pissed off. Furious over a minor traffic citation, the man rockets through the front doors. Sergeant Bart Brunsheen spots the car coming seconds before impact.
I thought, wow, he's really going to hit the building. And when he went through the glass, I thought, He's going to wreck right there.
But this motor's running on rage. Like a missile, he guns it through hallways. And it's only sheer luck that no one is caught in his furious path.
I don't know how he managed to maneuver it.
Charging past the elevators, he aims to maximize the destruction. And the 50-foot window is no match for his 2-ton sedan.
And he blows through that, and all that safety glass just blows up. It looked like a special effect from a movie.
But the road rebel can't quite escape the halls of justice. He crashes into a parking garage wall, putting an end to his 4-wheel assault. Moments later, he's arrested. It's one of the most outrageous acts of criminal destruction this city's ever seen. And the man at the wheel? He's still hopping mad when called before the judge. His angry rampage over a simple citation earns him 10 years behind bars and the honor of #1 wacko at the wheel in our countdown. Whether they're speeding on interstates or lurking on the back road, you're sharing a perilous blacktop with wackos at the wheel. These disasters of the dashboard ride the highways to hell. And you just rode shotgun all the way to #1. On Top 20, Wackos at the Wheel.